also abandon feminism. It's truly poison. Okay, you guys are all just like really misogynistic. I don't necessarily need a man to tell me. I also have females who can support me. I feel like women and men can both provide that.
Wait,
So
what is misogynistic about his statement here?
Well, I don't know why it has to be a man. Why does it have to be a man?
I wouldn't say that's misogynistic.
I think the problem
why
is
that? I'm not sure why that's misogynistic, but
no, not that. I mean, like,
how do you define misogyny?
There's a lot of answers up there, Brian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, how do you define misogyny?
Yeah, she just got gaffed by her own statement.
I don't know. I don't like this.
Well, you put yourself here.
No, she's shutting down. She does what I do
question.
Sometimes.
You just asked a question.
Yeah.
How do you? I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Can I go?
Are you okay? Like, do you want to go as in leave? Is it because I asked how you define misogyny? Is that the?
No.
I wanted to make sure that we were like talking about, because in a debate, it's very important that both people are talking about the same thing, and both people have things defined.
Well, I'm not gonna answer how I'm using this in the context because I have signed a waiver.
Wait, what?
Never mind. I don't.
Do you want to just take a little breather? Or you could just stay at the table. I mean...
No, I'd like to go home, if that's allowed.
Because I asked about how you define misogyny. That was...
I'm actually confused.
That was the precipitating thing. I've said some way more...
Bro, so...
I'm getting confused. She's shutting down. I'm not sure why, but it's a reaction thing. I do it sometimes too. You just get
I know exactly how she feels.
I have no idea.
That's happened to you before, more so in like presentations for like a class when I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and that's my fault because I didn't study properly. So it's like, but what she's feeling right now is shame again.
Yeah.
Because she has to define a word that she throws around all the time as an insult because she just doesn't use her.
So I was just about to be like, bro, you essentially just said you guys are misogynistic, which is an insult. I mean, it's not like, hey, buddy, hey, bro. That's what it is.
Or a false claim, let's say, but they use it as an insult.
That's what you're using it as. It is an insult. It's not to make us feel better about ourselves, and we simply just asked a question about it. He didn't yell at you. He didn't do anything intimidating. Your brain finally realized that on this public platform in front of thousands of people, you probably just said something that you don't even really know what it means, and you said something completely stupid. So what people should do is, you know what? I misused the word. I'm sorry. And let's continue on with the conversation. But people's egos are so goddamn big, and now I'm shutting down and starting to cry. So now everybody at the table is like, because, and I'm not trying to make it a gender like thing, but like if I would have did that, I'd have been called a bitch ass nigga. Straight up. What are you crying for at the table? But that's differences. I don't get to shut down. You made a mistake. It's okay.
What do you think, Mel? With that statement that
just talk about the mistake.
With that
I'm
super
different.
chat.
I don't know. I'm genuinely curious as to what the hell is going on.
Because
she said they were being misogynistic, which I'm just like, but I said that while she was talking, like I wouldn't say that's misogynistic. Right. It's stupid that he was stupid? Like specific. Well, because he specifically said guys, like go talk to a guy about or get advice from a guy and do it. I was like, all right, that's kind of dumb. Why the hell do I need to go get it from a guy? But I wouldn't. Too. Yeah, but like that. But I wouldn't say that's misogynistic. So she did This is what's playing out.
So,
she said that they're being misogynistic, and he was like, okay, well, define misogynistic real quick, just so I make sure we are both on the same page. Because if we got different definitions, I need to know now. That way we can figure out a common thing. That way we can debate properly. And then she just started shutting down. That's the part that I'm more confused about as to why you're shutting down. You're allowed. You can shut down all you want. I get it. Like you're overwhelmed. I just want to know like why, what happened? Because it seemed like a trigger happened. Like he triggered you somehow.
He called her out. He told her to stand out business, and she folded. That's what happened.
She didn't stand 10 toes down. Because I said before that I agree. Like it didn't necessarily have to be just a dude. It could be a dude or a woman. That's just a responsible person.
Like that has happened to me before. Like I'm like,
but like at the same time,
not crying per se.
Yeah.
What did he say that? Like
that's why I'm like, that's why I'm genuinely confused. I'm like,
it can't be he said the word misogynistic and that triggered you because you just said it.
Because you just said misogynistic. So
and all he
what?
did was
like,
say,
how are you triggered
to where you? And he just sat there like it's not.
And
like
then she always said something about like she signed a waiver. Like what?
What type of waiver are we talking about?
But before you go into any of these podcasts, they like sign a waiver basically. I guess it's just in case because they see on podcasts, especially on Fresh and Fit, bitches will come in there and just fuck shit up and throw drinks and stuff. So if they act out, basically,
yeah, but
they
no,
would be held liable.
Said
that's understandable.
Yeah, but she said I can't say nothing because I signed a waiver.
I don't know what she's talking about.
So it's like, what was she about to say that's going to cause that much harm?
Or
just define the question that he asked you.
It's probably more so like in the waiver it said not to something. I'm assuming, I haven't read it, but I'm assuming that the waiver probably said to be respectful or some shit. And so when she was gonna define misogynistic, she didn't really know how to define it, so she was gonna say some off the wall shit, some more disrespectful shit other than misogynistic.
But responsible
which wouldn't have been the definition.
A responsible person would see what's going on, see that they were wrong in this instance, and apologize for it and keep the conversation going. We're supposed to be at a podcast for the next hour and a half. Why am I going to sit here and cry for 30 minutes about it? Something that I put myself in. He didn't do nothing.
But then that's why she tried. I would just let her go. I would stop asking.
I'd have been like, I mean, if you want to leave, you can. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't continue to ask questions. Like, all right, if you want to go, you can go ahead and go. That's
I'll
fine.
ask the rest of the ladies. That's weird.
Well,
whatever.
Mel, do you think in that super chat that he sent that the question he asked was misogynistic in any way? And I believe the part where he said to talk to a man about it was the part he was referring to. Do you think that was misogynistic?
No. I said that earlier. Like, I said he was stupid. Like, oh boy, you paid $50 to ask a dumbass, or not even. He didn't ask the question. You paid $50 to make a stupid ass statement. Cool, but I wouldn't say that's like misogynistic. Go talk to a man, or go ask a man for advice, and leave whatever the. Can you pull it up again?
Yeah,
he said something about like drop the feminism. It's poison.
Yeah, like it was just.
I think he's talking about new age feminism because I mean,
most definitely, it's obvious that he was talking about new age feminism.
Serious advice: stop negativity. Find a man in your family who is sensible and who really cares about you, and just take their advice seriously. That's stupid. That's not misogynistic. It's just dumb as hell.
Why do you think that's stupid?
I wouldn't even say it's stupid. I just feel like he didn't have to specify that it's only men. He could have just said a responsible person.
Like he could have just ixnayed the find a man in your family. All you could have said was. Find someone who is sensible and who really cares about you and take their advice seriously. He didn't have to specifically put a man. I think that's probably why she feels like it's misogynistic because you're specifically, I have to go talk to a man about this. Whatever the conversation is, because I don't know. We just got here.
Let me say this. Because of the way divorce courts are, a majority of the time, custody of the children are given to the woman. A majority of the men and women in this country are raised by females, by their mothers.
Wait, is that what this is about?
No, I'm just speaking facts. And this is pertaining to this. Because of that, she is more likely to get whatever moral personality or values from her mom. So, and these are just facts. This is another reason why these podcasts are so famous, because they're bringing up these sort of facts that make people realize why our society is the way it is today. A majority of children are raised by mothers.
Yep.
We're assuming he's assuming he said a statement assuming that if a man or father was in her life, he wouldn't have been so disrespectful. Now, I actually watched the entire podcast, and she was acting out a lot earlier in the podcast. And as you can see, this guy, the host, is pretty calm, and he's the only male there. The other women there, they're not tweaking or lashing out or anything. He's just asking questions and being chill. He's like that throughout every podcast that he's on. And and she's just always showing attitude. Like throughout the video I saw, it was like almost 2 hours. And so that's why he came out and said a super chat like this in the first place.
Okay, so that's where this is coming from.
Yeah. And again, he's assuming that if a father was in her life, assuming that it isn't, she wouldn't have such an attitude in the first place like that anyway. Not saying you need to be like submissive or anything, but there's a way to have a conversation on podcasts without appearing like as
without being a weirdo and tweaking out and shit.
Yeah, because then when you get called out for simple shit like define misogyny, your ego is shattered because you can't even define a simple word that you've been using to insult men with for God knows how long. But that word shot up in popularity during like after COVID.
Dude, I mean, the world was so great before COVID hit,
and nobody even knows.
I wouldn't say great, but it was normal.
Yes.
It was cool. Like that first time we went to the convention, all that stuff, and then we just had fun and everything was nice. And then after COVID hit, bro, we're in a damn twilight zone.
My gosh, because people had to lay in their bed and realize what the hell they were laying with. That includes their partners, the families that they probably weren't ready to raise, the jobs that they probably didn't realize they didn't like. Like a lot of people had to realize the reality we were in, and we're just going about it, in my opinion, not in the best way, but at least the conversation started. Like this is literally just us finally talking about it.
You could play it. The other thing. Wait, is this the 2? No, it's not the 2 hour. Okay.
No, hell no.
How do you? I'm just asking how you define go as in leave. Is it because I asked? Both people have things defined.
Well, I'm not gonna answer how I'm using this in the context because I have signed a waiver.
Wait, what?
Never mind. I don't.
Do you want to just take a little breather? Or you could just stay at the table. I mean...
No, I'd like to go home, if that's allowed.
Because I asked about how you define misogyny. That was the precipitating thing. I've said some way more...
I don't know. He's asking me to abandon feminism. It's like, do you even know what feminism is? It's like, hey, I was never the one that's been like sitting here wanting a man to be a man.
Wait, what? Well, let's try to talk.
Home.
Well, let's try to talk it through. Let's try to get to the bottom of this, because it seems like it's a position you're really strong on, and we'd like to hear your stance. Nick. So let me try to maybe parse what he was saying. So Darian Murphy, he was saying abandon feminism. You object to that, which is fine. You also objected to him saying find a man. You could certainly find like a strong woman in your family to
correct
guide you too.
Correct.
The reality is like it doesn't matter about other people. Like the only person that can fix you is yourself.
Yeah. But you can always go to like a parental figure.
Also, you're already talking about like pornography and like no man is gonna marry yes, there are men that will marry women that do pornography.
He's talking about things that came up earlier.
Talking about how there's a lot of men that are judgmental of that, and like
it has nothing to do with what's going on right now.
Forever. Yeah. It's like this is like literally no different for me. Like for me, it's like anyone can look this up. I thought this was gonna be like some little student podcast that like maybe 5 people listen to. I have no idea.
But okay, so are you just on the adult content thing? Do you object to men having a preference for not dating women who have been engaged in that kind of adult content?
No, I think it's really ridiculous that guys are. Also, I've had a lot of guys sit there and complain about how they're jealous that women can actually go into that profession, because a lot of males do not feel like they have a platform in that business. And I do think it's an industry. I do think it's a business. I respect it. It's good as dandy. Can I please go home?
If you want to leave, you can leave. I was hoping we could continue having a conversation, but
she basically goes off the podcast and he talks for a little bit further about why she couldn't just answer the question. And yeah, earlier they were talking. They brought up the topic of porn stars and how men usually don't want to date them because they have a bunch of bodies. There's also, herpes is at a very much higher rate of transmission in the porn industry. Not to mention STDs. They're not, even though it's a standard for porn stars to be tested, they're not always tested. So there's that too. But again, that had really, I guess you could say it was within the context of the super chat, because most guys, male figures, would not want their daughter to be in that industry. I don't think she was in that industry. From when I heard the podcast, I might have missed it, but from what I know, she's not in that industry. But I guarantee you, no father wants their daughter doing porn. So, I mean,
bro, that whole thing is so simple to me, bro. Like, me personally, like, and you can go back to the tears thing that I was saying. I mean, is it easy money? Sure. It's easy money more or less because the guys are the ones that are indulging in it in the first place. OnlyFans and all that stuff, it wouldn't be OnlyFans if niggas weren't paying for the shit monthly.
Guys know guys, so of course a man in the household will be the one to tell your daughter not to do it. So that's probably why the guy said, find a man for advice.
At the same exact time, like, if you're a girl and you are willingly indulging in that because it's easy money or whatever reason you want to, you got to realize that there are going to be some other guys that don't like that. So when it comes time for you to be off of that application, or you're starting to look for love or whatever, some guys you're not going to have access to a certain tier. And by tier, I don't necessarily mean like high or low level. I'm just saying, like, just putting them in groups. Certain groups aren't going to want you because they don't want their potential wife or the mother of their children to. I mean, what happens one day if your kid comes home and sees his friend bullied him at school because they saw a picture of his mom getting her shit pushed inwards?
Yo,
and now
Josh,
you gotta watch. You could literally see pictures of your mom butt naked and everybody else can.
There was literally
a spooky career day when she shows up to the school.
There was a video of some kid.
Some people don't want that, and that's perfect. That's fine.
He was getting bullied. Those kids were playing moaning in the classroom of his mom and OnlyFans.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's tough.
It's unfortunate and it sucks for the kid, but like those women are gonna have to understand that, like, yeah, that's cool. You make some money off of it. And I think the guys that complain about it are somewhat stupid because the guys are the ones that are paying for it. It's that simple. If guys didn't pay for OnlyFans, it wouldn't be nowhere near as popular as prudent as it is now. I mean, when you look at some of the Twitch streams now, the girls that are half naked, they got all of those viewers because most of them are dudes. It's that simple. I mean, yeah, there might be some female consumers, but not as much as there are guys. The guys stopped simping so much and stopped watching shit, we wouldn't have this problem. But at the same time, those girls got to realize that those are kind of like guys that are, I hate to say lower tier guys, but guys that might not have as much self-respect for themselves. And those girls wouldn't date them anyways, so they're completely exiting them out of the pool as far as a potential partner. And the only people that are left are the guys with self-respect that don't really indulge in that. They don't care for that. They don't want their wife to be like, that's a weird conversation to have. Like, your kid comes home because he didn't get bullied because his mom's butt ass naked on the internet.
Hell yeah.
Like,
and his shit blown back.
You're going to work and
couch.
Your coworker's like, yeah, your wife does get a nice tattoo on her left ass cheek.
Got a what?
That now everybody knows. Like, that's a part of being in a couple, is that like y'all are both sacred to each other, especially like as far as like your bodies go. You know what I'm saying? Like, your woman being naked, you get to see that. You being naked, your woman gets to see that. Like that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? And then for everybody to just have access to that, that's kind of crazy. So that's why some guys wouldn't want to do that. Some guys would have a sexual relation, like a one night stand. Sure, that'd be kind of cool, but that's it. And I feel like I need some people, especially the women, to realize that there's a big difference between somebody that's trying to sleep with you and somebody that's trying to court you in marriage.
Court.
What do you think about it, Mel?
About women doing OnlyFans and men being weird about it or some shit?
Yeah. Well, is it really weird? I think it's common sense.
I don't know.
It depends on what man.
Yeah,
some dudes are definitely weird about it.
Yeah. It's a job. Just like porn is a job, OnlyFans is a job. But your job is not like other jobs, and I feel like most people don't realize that. Like the people who are in those professions, they don't realize that that's a whole nother section of the job code, if you will. If I say I'm a policeman, you know what I mean? If people see me on the street as a policeman, they just think it's normal, I guess I could say. I can't really think right now. But if, you know, I think it's tied to just being just society and how nudity is tied to promiscuous and what I say? Yeah, that. Yeah, and it's like still, I guess, seen as kind of taboo, I guess, versus like other places who do all that. Like let's take Thailand. Thailand has all these damn BL dramas going on, and they're fucking gung ho about that in all aspects of it.
Yeah, and they're also probably one of the lowest profiting countries in Asia right now. If they ever wanted to go to war, they're gonna get their shit fucked because all their men are cosplaying women.
Wait, where did that come from?
You said BL, didn't you? In Thailand?
Yes, but that's not what I was talking about. You brought up other stuff.
I'm just saying
I was using that as an example of promiscuity being out and about in the culture, man. What the hell? Damn, Yeshua. Oh my god. I wasn't even going that direction. My boy went so far right. Jesus.
I mean, what do you think all that's gonna lead to because of that sort of culture, though?
No, but I'm just saying, bro. No, I brought up the fact of how open sexuality and promiscuity and just all this other stuff is.
I agree.
Like more accepted everywhere else, and then here it's not as accepted. That is dying.
You said accepted.
Like it's more. For lack of better words, I'm saying accepted. Like people who do porn, other places. Joker, bro. I need you to get it together.
That's the Yeshua special. You're talking about something. He went all. He got toxic
so
quickly.
My man went so far right. Like nobody was in that realm.
I'm like listening to Mel, and he just fucking. I'm like, yo.
Like, yeah, that's because they're gonna get their shit rocked because they ain't got no motherfucking men. Like, whoa,
damn. That's the Yeshua special right there. Fuck. That's been since high school. That's been since high school, bro.
No, I'm saying how the sexual or the sex industry here versus other places, they're relatively different. That's what I was getting at. Not the men not menning or whatever the hell is going on.
The sex industry,
like how over here, you know. Oh my god.
Isn't it all relatively the same? It's all being uploaded to like Pornhub or X videos.
Yeah, but how the whole
society views the woman per se?
Yes. Yeah, it's societal. Yeah, I was talking about like society wise. Because like, you know, over there, like again, I'm gonna take the BL actors in Thailand, right? They're seeing like the BL actors that are in Thailand, it's essentially softcore porn. I don't care what nobody says. Y'all can fight me on this.
Mm-hmm.
But BL dramas are essentially softcore porn. Like there's a whole lot of touching and kissing, and damn near a lot of the times there's even sex on the shows and everything, right? And it's essentially softcore porn. You don't see much, but you might as well see something. But over there, they're like, I don't want to say revered because that's too strong of a word, but they're not chastised as like actual sex workers over here. And they're doing a lot more, like it's more widely open than it is over here. It's like over here, it's like kind of privatized and looked down upon and frowned upon versus over there, it's not. You know what I mean?
This is in Thailand, right?
Yeah, I'm using them as an example.
Okay, do you think that it's the way it is because Thailand doesn't have as many other opportunities to make money as let's say a place like Texas?
Well, I don't know about all that. I don't know
because when me and Giancarlo were in college, they were promoting STEM degrees to everybody, including women. Everybody I knew was getting an instrumentation degree. There were legit chicks in my class going there for instrumentation, safety, and even some engineering. So what I'm trying to say is because a lot of that stuff isn't as common in Thailand, that would contribute to people wanting to make money in those types of careers and sex or BL drama.
I wouldn't think so.
You don't think so?
Not because they lack opportunity. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of these porn stars actually went to college and stuff like that. You know how they say, like, all the strippers you meet, they're all trying to get their nursing degrees or some shit. Yeah, I don't think it's
I've heard a lot of them do have degrees, and then they would quit their job to go make that sort of money because it's like Giancarlo said, it's easy money.
Yeah, but why is it? If people do the same thing with other shit, like why is I don't think it should be looked down upon. Not as heavily as it is. Like, yeah, it's kind of like you can dig down by like 30 dudes for what?
I don't think so either, but I guess this is where you kind of get into like the politics, or I guess you could say the spiritual aspect of things. But based on history, there's a correlation between how how degenerate your country is and to when they fall. So like Sodom and Gomorrah from the Bible, they were doing all types of crazy sexual shit in there, and you know they like to depict, and they like to depict it as God destroyed the city, but really the city, there's evidence that the city was nuked, and then you know they got conquered and whatnot. But this is in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah. They're doing all bunch of crazy.
I gotta go read this book. Holy shit.